Hello everyone, and welcome to Lexi's English Club. I'm Lexi, your guide to mastering the English language with exam strategies, learning techniques, and other valuable tips. We all know that certain exam tasks can feel like a brain teaser, making us scratch our heads and second guess. And one of them is multiple choice texts, which is part 5 in reading and use of English in the CAE and CPE exams. This is the reason why I decided to make this video and teach you how to identify the main idea of such texts and their structure and choose the correct option with confidence. So, get ready to elevate your analytical skills and approach multiple choice text with a newfound clarity. We're used to believing that judging a book by its cover is wrong, and we might be in the right. But when it comes to multiple choice texts, the reverse is true. Every time you look at the text, look at its title first, because it will always give you a glimpse into what the text is going to be about. Now let's look at the C1 sample text we'll be analyzing today. Introduction to a book about the history of color. What do you think this text will be about? What is its main purpose? Well, I should think that the writer will talk about his intentions and motivation to write this book. He will provide a roadmap for readers probably, and he will outline the main themes of the book. But what kind of themes? Well, probably he will be talking about the origin and evolution of color, its cultural and symbolic meanings, fashion and trends, and modern-day applications. Asking yourself similar questions will help you frame expectations and focus on key points while reading. Now you're equipped with certain ideas and expectations, and it's time to move on to the next stage called skimming. It means that you have to read the text quickly to get the general idea and to confirm or contradict your predictions. At this stage, it's important that you don't focus on details or any words you don't know. Here, I'd like to highlight that this step is essential, especially when it comes to multiple choice text. The main thing is that this gives you an idea of what type of text it is. It gives you an understanding of its structure. You can clearly see whether it's a descriptive text or whether it follows a cause and effect pattern or it has a compare and contrast form. If you're doing the task with me right now, I suggest that you pause the video and try to identify the organizational features of the text yourself. Alright. The text in question talks about the difficulties associated with a comprehensive analysis of color and has cause and effect structure. Now that you're familiar with the text, it's time to focus on the 6 questions given. And here is one trick. Don't look at the options at this point. Focus on the questions and statements. Why do that? Because it will help you understand what information you have to look for, and it will also help you refer the question to the part in the text where you will have to look for the answers. Remember, the questions always follow the text order and normally tell you exactly in which paragraph the answer is. Fine, now you have a general understanding of the text and you're familiar with the 6 questions. The time has come to take a closer look at each paragraph and identify what each of them is about by analyzing them. In this video, I'm going to analyze the first 2 paragraphs. But before we delve into the analysis, I would like to remind you that you can download the sample text by clicking the link in the description of this video. Okay then, paragraph 1. For your convenience, I color-coded the main points in paragraph 1. Don't forget to pause the video and have a closer look. Okay, in paragraph 1, the writer mentions the following: what the book is about, why there are so few books about color in general and in historical context in particular. Then goes the difference between how historians and other authors view and analyze color, and what the primary role of color is. Now let's look at the first question again with the options given and weed out those that don't fit. Question: what problem regarding color does the writer explain in the first paragraph? Let's have a look at the options. A. Our view of color is strongly affected by changing fashion. There's no information about changing fashion or trends or anything like that. B. Analysis is complicated by a bewildering number of natural colors. No information again, because the writer didn't focus on any particular colors, especially natural ones. C. Colors can have different associations in different parts of the world. This might be true. Let's get back to the text to find proof. Here it goes. Color is first and foremost a social phenomenon. There's no transcultural truth to color perception. This statement suggests that the perception and significance of color are primarily shaped by social and cultural factors and are not universal, or, as the text says, transcultural, where the prefix trans means across, which implies that the perception of color is not cross-cultural, but unique for every culture. Let's look back at the questions and make sure that option D doesn't fit either. What does it say? Certain popular books have dismissed color as insignificant. Well, there's no information about that either. Well, that's it. Now let's have a look at the second paragraph and follow the similar strategy. Paragraph number 2. The main points that paragraph 2 develops are the following. The writer says that there are 3 main reasons or 3 sets of problems why historians have difficulty in studying color, and talks about the first one, which includes 3. Number 1. He explains that colors fade and change over time, which impacts our perception. Number 2. He mentions different light conditions, like artificial or natural light, that helps us perceive and interpret colors. And number 3. He claims that we're used to perceiving certain objects from the past in the black and white colors, because of black and white photography. Well done! Now let's look at the second question and pick the right option. Question. What is the first reason the writer gives for the lack of academic work on the history of color? A. There are problems of reliability associated with artifacts available. Actually, this point seems correct, but before picking and justifying it, let's look at the other 3. B. Historians have seen colors being outside their field of expertise. There's nothing said about that, and it doesn't say that they're not interested at all. C. Color has been rather looked down upon as a fit subject for academic study. No information about that. D. Very little documentation exists for historians to use. Incorrect. And here is the trick. The passage itself has the word documentation, which is rather misleading because a person might mindlessly pick it up without even justifying it. And it will be a crucial mistake, because the author simply mentions it but doesn't elaborate further. Let's get back to option A. There are problems of reliability associated with the artifacts available. The statement means that objects, documents, or any other items of historical, cultural, or scientific significance are not entirely trustworthy or dependable. Let's find evidence in the text. We see the colors transmitted to us by the past as time has altered them and not as they were originally. And the second, over the decades, we have developed the habit of looking at objects from the past in black and white photographs, and, despite the current diffusion of color photography, our ways of thinking about and reacting to these objects seem to have remained more or less black and white. First of all, the color alters in time, that's why it's perceived differently. Secondly, we have a certain monochromatic perspective on the objects and artifacts, and we analyze them in black and white photos because they only convey 2 colors, black and white. I suppose now you have the idea of how to analyze multiple choice texts, and I suggest that you do the rest yourselves. You can check your answers by downloading the sample task and keys from the link in the description below. Before I finish this video, let me go over the steps for analyzing multiple choice texts. Number 1. Start with the title of the text to understand its main theme and purpose. Number 2. Skim the text quickly to get the general overview and confirm your predictions. Number 3. Focus on the questions and statements before looking at the answer options. Number 4. Analyze each paragraph by summarizing its main point. And number 5, get back to the questions and pick the right option. And don't forget to find evidence in the paragraph. I know that some of you might find this analysis a bit lengthy and might also be worried about time constraints. But it's crucial not to, because the main goal of this video is to help you develop the skills of analyzing such texts, which in the future will boost your overall reading comprehension skills and will help you pinpoint the correct answers faster. If you find this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with your fellow exam takers. And I look forward to seeing you in my next video. Happy studying!